Hi, everybody. DJ Yoakley here with another Coach's Corner brought to you by Burbick Farms for the Columbiana Clippers. And as always, I am joined by the head ball coach, Mr. Todd Johnson. Coach, how are you?
Good, dude. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. You should be doing really well considering a big win and, in your words, not mine, one of the biggest wins in program history over Beaver Local this weekend. Talk to me about why that win was so big to you and to the program.
Well, for our program, and since I've been there in my 4 years, that's one of the bigger wins we've had in our program. Very good Beaver Local team as well that was coming in. So bigger school, bigger challenge. They generally play a tougher schedule than some of the smaller schools that we play. But I was just proud of our effort overall. As a coach, you nitpick and you say, well, we need to do this better, do that better. I walked in after the game and said, guys, I got nothing. Great job. So it was overall just a great performance by our boys.
It was incredible watching it and calling the game because it felt like a heavyweight bout. The first quarter or so, you were just kind of throwing jabs, feeling each other out, seeing who was going to throw the first haymaker. And then the second half, you guys really took over. Matt Mazie had an unbelievable game. Ryan Foss as well, stepping up. Guys like that, when you look, and we'll talk about Matt a little bit later, but I mean, what did you talk about at halftime, and what adjustments were you willing to make?
Well, at halftime, we spoke about we had to continue to shut off the middle of the key, because once they get to the middle, it's, you're done essentially on defense. They have great guard play. They have Luke Cheektalk, Hilditch. They got some guards, Skylar Pappas when he's in, that can really, really hurt you once they get in the middle. So we really talked about ramping up our half-court man-to-man defense, making sure we, cut off that middle, sit a good help side, and limit them to one shot. And, I thought we did a pretty good job of doing that there. And that's what we really spoke about at halftime.
So you guys now sit at 7-2, 3-0 in the conference. You got some big games coming up, not only this week, but into next week as well. Talk to me about the feeling in the locker room, how the boys are feeling, going into the probably the biggest stretch of your year over the next week and a half.
Kids are excited. The kids are excited about where we're at, and, they're focused. But like always, this may be coach talk. We're focused on the next game. So we're only focused on tomorrow night right now against the Bulldogs, in their place. And young team, hungry team. They've been playing better basketball as of late as well, and Coach Stanton does an excellent job with those boys. So I'm sure they'll be ramped up and ready to go against us.
I'm sure you had a chance to see them on tape. What is it that really kind of alerts you about this East Palestine team? What are you going to have to watch out for?
Well, they're a smaller team. They are, but they're scrappy and they get after it and they're aggressive. So we've got to do a much better job of handling their pressure, handling their traps, and then also Burbick has been lighting the scoreboard up. So he's one kid that we really got to key on and make sure he doesn't get off and score in bunches.
So when you look at your side, you have size, you have the advantage. You guys press extremely well. That has been your calling card. Is that something that you feel that you can be in any game against any team if those things are going well for you?
Well, yeah. Obviously you want to shoot the ball well and do all those sort of things as well. But we feel as if we can pressure, keep the tempo going in our favor. Not necessarily pressure to create turnovers or anything, but just keep the ball going and running the floor. That's what we like to do. And then, we have a couple of bigs as well that, help us out and we can get it down low to them. And it's definitely an advantage for us.
So when you look at the season overall so far, what are the biggest takeaways for you, positive, and what are the things the challenges that you're working through?
Well, I always start with challenges.
Right?
You always got to start with that. Some of the challenges, again, it's just decision-making. We have to do a better job decision-making, especially when we get pressured, when we get in, and we're going in, people are getting into us. So we have to do a better job making better decisions, as well as execution on the offensive end as well. We got to do a better job with that. Very positive, though, about just our preparation. Our defense has ramped up and gotten better, and knock on wood, we've been able to shoot the ball pretty well so far.
I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't know, technical difficulty there.
It's all right. I lost you for a second, but welcome back.
So when you look at, there's a lot of things you can discuss. You talked about the challenges. You talked about the opportunities that you guys have. One of the challenges I foresee is when you have 7 seniors, this is could be a make or break year for you. At the end of the day, you've got a lot of guys graduating this might be the last time they play basketball. Do you talk about that with your seniors?
Yeah.
You know, just the pleasure and being able to take the floor. What could be, I mean, given injuries, given anything, their last time ever.
Yeah, no, actually, we have 8 seniors actually, DJ, not 7. So yeah, we got another one in there. But no, yeah, we talk about it, and the seniors understand kind of that, that clock is ticking for them on their basketball career. So they that's kind of understood, and they understand, where they're at in their careers, and they just, those 8 boys just want to do whatever it takes to get the job done night in and night out. So they've really bought into the we before me mentality. We actually have T-shirts made and everything that says, we before me, that these boys, grasp and understand that, it's not about them. It's not about what they do night in and night out. That we have, 8 boys and then the juniors as well that we rotate through that, any given night, one of those boys can step up and lead us and, do their jobs and fulfill their roles.
I think one of the biggest things I love about this team that you have is the ability to have perimeter power as well as be able to be powerful down inside. A lot of teams have one but not the other. Does that make you feel like a really lucky man, like you won the lottery?
Yeah, we're blessed. We're absolutely blessed to be able to have, if we're not shooting well from the outside, which we didn't shoot pretty that well against Beaver Local. I think we were only 2 of 9 from 3, so we didn't attempt as many threes as we generally do, but we also recognized, hey, the ball wasn't going in the bucket. Let's get something else going. So we were able to ramp up our pressure. We were able to get out and run a little bit, which we like to do. We like to get out and run the floor. And, we were able to get it down low, and we actually did a very good job on the offensive glass as well. So it makes us a little bit more difficult to defend, a little bit more difficult to scout when, you're able to go inside and outside. So, yeah, I'm definitely, a lucky coach right now to be able to have that.
Well, I guess this brings me to my next question is what do you feel is your calling card for this team this year? I mean, there's a lot of things that you could hang your hat on, but what is the one thing that you are most proud of? And if you said, what is the number one thing for Columbiana Clippers in 2020, what would that be?
Defense. That goes without question. We're going to hang our hat on the defensive end of the floor. Offense will come and go. You're going to shoot well. Like I alluded to Saturday, we didn't as much. But what we were able to do is get stops. And if you can consecutively get stops, you're going to put pressure on the other team. And you're also going to be able to create some easy offense, which we're able to do as well with running the floor. So we are going to be known, and I hope we're known as just a knuckle down defensive type unit.
And at the end of the season, what's the one thing that you want your boys to take home with them, given anything? At the end of the day, I mean, you want to have life experiences. You want to have, obviously, you want to have, wins and victories and hopefully an EOAC title and a few more accolades. But what's the one thing you want them to take away from this year?
I want them to look back, these seniors, but also just this entire team at this year and look back and say, we gave it our all. We did everything that we could, and we had a successful year. Wins and losses aside, if you can look back at whatever you do in life and say, what, I put my best foot forward. I prepared as well as I could, and I gave everything I got. Then you'll be a success. So that's what I want these boys to understand is the preparation and everything that we put into it leads to what we're doing so far.
Coach, thank you so much for the time. We'll have a very special Coach's Corner next week to talk about a very special game in your heart and in your opponent's heart. And we will have, like I said, a very special opportunity in Coach's Corner with both coaches to talk about that. Thanks. Good luck against East Palestine. Good luck this week, and we'll talk to you next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.